Hello, welcome back to Every Night a Trip with your lovely sleepyhead Marbles. I told y'all last episode what to expect for this one. So many people tell me how lucky I am that I have such vivid dreams and how lucky I am to remember them. I guess, but sometimes they feel too real and I wake up confused because I'm like, did that really happen? Or was that just a dream? And then when I think about them, it really affects me. Some of the dreams that affect me the most have to do with death, either people that have passed or seeing people alive now dying in my dream. Even myself, sometimes I dream that I'm gone. But yeah, they affect me a lot when I think about them. So for this episode, I have two people to talk about. One of them was a former classmate of mine, Curtis, and then the other one was about a famous singer, Chester Bennington. I hadn't seen Curtis since high school, a long time ago. I had this dream and the first thing I thought of when I woke up was, wait, is he still alive? Because I did have a faint notion in my mind that he wasn't. So I looked at his Facebook and yeah, he passed away last year. After I saw that, I remembered that he had. It's just I had so much going on in my life, so I totally forgot about him. I never knew what happened to him, and I don't have any mutual friends to ask about him. It's just kind of sad when you find out that someone's gone and you don't know what happened. Like, there's no closure. We were cool in high school. We had a few classes together and he was also nice to me. I just hope that he left us peacefully. I've dreamt about him twice, and only after his death. In one, I was with my friend Cassandra, and I was saying how her birthday is in March. I mentioned that it's Curtis's birthday in March too. I had to check if it was, because I didn't know his actual birthday, and if it was in March, I would have been creeped out, but it wasn't. It was in August. This next dream is a longer dream I had with him. Since it's been a while since I talked about a single night's trip, I'm doing that now. All these dreams happened in one night, and both Curtis and Chester Bennington are in this. Chester, not directly, but you'll see. If you don't know who Chester Bennington was, he was the lead singer of Linkin Park. What happened was really sad. It was unexpected to me, and I'm sure to most people. I didn't really know anything about him. I didn't know what he was going through. It's just so sad that he struggled with everything to the point where what happened. And that happened in 2017. Okay, sorry guys. There's a lot of names, so I hope that you don't get confused. And if you do, don't worry about it. Don't get caught up in all the names. The only ones relevant to this topic are Curtis and Chester. Okay, so I was looking out a window that was overlooking a large bridge by a large lake. The houses in the area were so pretty. They looked European, like all the buildings had these beautiful red terracotta roofs. There was a guy with me in the building I was in. I told him that he was so lucky to have such a view, but that his window was too dirty. He said he couldn't open it to clean it. And the next part, there was like a weird mail delivery system. It was like a train, maybe not a train. It ran along the bridge or under, whatever. The mail got sucked from one end and blown to the other end, and the guy's mom from earlier said that her document was in transport. The part after that, I was on the train with some travel blogger guy. We were going through like a park or a garden or something. There were red sculptures throughout the area. They were by a really famous artist, and the blogger started talking about how he and his mom went to go see them a while back. I told him, oh yeah, I saw the horse one or whatever, and he didn't know what I was talking about. Then he went and saw it, and he said, yeah, those weren't there last time I came, so he said he's gonna have to go back and get a closer look and take some pictures. And then we rode back on a small school bus. Rode back where? I don't know. But we were chilling, talking about his YouTube channel. We got off the bus, and he grabbed me. He picked me up from behind. And I turned my head around like, what are you doing? And I realized it wasn't even him. It was a random dude. And I guess he had confused me for someone else, because when he saw my face, he dropped me, and he just rushed off. I kept walking, and then I saw my cousins Mar and Dulce, and I told them what had just happened. It took me a minute to explain though, because I was trying to formulate the story in a way that would make everyone laugh, like if I was a jester, a comedian or something. Then I got on another bus. No one sat with me. I saw Curtis walk past me. I told him to be careful. And then I started crying because I knew that he was going to die. No one paid any attention to me, but then my friend Anna saw me. She asked me what was wrong. I showed her a notebook with math problems, and that was it. I didn't actually say anything. It's like if I was just trying to say, nothing's wrong, I'm just stressed because of all this schoolwork. And then the dream transitioned to a high school. I think it was like mine, but it was a little different. I was me as I am now, not as a high schooler. No one noticed though. Only I knew that I was from the future, but was back to the past. So I had the knowledge of everything that would happen that hadn't happened back then. I talked to Anna. I told her I was from the future, and she called Curtis over to me. He was wearing all black. I told him that I didn't know what happened to him. I didn't know if he was sick or whatever, but that he would die in 2022. I told him that he needed to take care of himself, and he seemed mad at that, or just in general. He seemed mad, and he just rushed past me, ignoring me. And then I don't know where Anna was leading me, but the school was off, it looked different, and I was trying to figure out what was different. I noticed that the kitchen was different, in a different place, and it seemed like they had fast food kitchens too, almost like a food court. And then I went and sat at my lunch table with my friends. Jessie was there, Grace, Roberto, Manny, I don't know who else. I don't know what I was telling them, but I was totally ignoring Jessie, and Anna asked me why I was ignoring her, because we were really good friends. And then I went to throw out my food, and I heard someone playing a Linkin Park song. I don't know which one, but I panicked, and I tried to tell people that Chester's gonna unalive himself in 10 years, but no one was listening to me, and so I panicked more, and I cried. That was it for the parts with Curtis and Chester. Okay, the rest of this is all in the same night. It's unrelated to Curtis or Chester, but I'm including it to give y'all an idea of just how much and how vivid a one night's sleep can be. It's a lot. After the school part, I was at a medical facility. They wanted me to fill out some paperwork. I clearly but shakily wrote out my neuro-optometrist's name as my specialist referral. And then I went to my apartment. My Uncle Fed was there. There were 5 cats. My cat Percy was trying to get onto the highest shelf of a bookshelf. Michael came back from somewhere, and I had a feeling that he was bringing 2 more cats in with him. He didn't, and I was grateful because 5 was enough for me. Then I went with my Uncle Fed, and my parents were there. We were seated, or we were going to sit in a stadium type of thing. Someone was trying to poison one of my cousins, and it seemed like my Uncle Fed was responsible for that. Then my mom goes somewhere. There's something about a lady asking for a document or something. She says she didn't have my mom's documents in, so my mom had to do them again, but the lady needed to get a good picture of the person that's driving my mom, and that was my dad. So I brought my dad over, and they got their picture taken, but I guess the lady also wanted a picture of just my mom. So I took her to a Walgreens. The photo station was closed. I wasn't sure where else to go. I was thinking that I could maybe just take a picture on my phone and then print it out like at Walmart or something. The picture I took was awful, so we went to Walmart anyway to see if someone could take professional passport pictures. We went through the shampoo section, and it was cool because the shelves, they weren't static. They rotated around. Think of like jewelry displays, but the shelves themselves rotated, like the whole shelf. They rotated around like a rotisserie chicken. Anyways, I saw one of my cousins, and his sister was right behind him. I don't know if anything was said, but I beat her up. She was on the floor, and I was on top of her, pressing down into her eyes. No one was paying any attention, like if nothing was going on. No one interfered to help her. After that, my mom and I went to the photo place in the back of the store. No, they didn't do passport photos. So we left. And then we went back to where the shampoo section was, because the rotating shelves had these bright LED lights, and they had a white background, so I was like, okay, this is perfect lighting, perfect background for your picture. So I tried to take her picture there. Then we left, and on the way out we saw a cop talking on the phone. He was asking whoever he was talking to for a description, and I guess it was my cousin that I beat up, and she was supposed to be describing us, but her description wasn't matching how we looked, so the cop didn't see us. As we walked by, we heard the frustration in his voice because he wasn't getting a good description or the correct information on what had happened. So he called my cousin a liar. He said that she was wasting his time on a fake emergency. He didn't believe that she got beat up. Then I was in a car with Michael. He was driving. I told him to go down the interstate because traffic wasn't bad, and wherever we were going, it was only a mile or two down the road. We ended up walking along the interstate on a sidewalk. There was a church or something, and it was so big. It had like grass or something near the top window, and it stood out because it looked like a hill. Like there was a hill on the building with tall plants, if that makes sense, whatever. I wanted to leave there as soon as we could because it felt weird. I think there was someone behind us. Then we went down another road where a lot of people would get robbed. Mike wanted to go back and go another way. I told him, no, this road is more lit, and we're close to wherever it was we were going. So yeah, we kept going, and then there were like walls in the road. They were checkered pink and blue, and then they just started shaking and crumbling down. And then there was a news story of an accident. I don't know if it was that accident of the walls just collapsing onto people, but there was one death and there were several injured. I saw June from The Handmaid's Tale. I saw her head around a rope, and yeah, it just came off her body. That happened after the accident. And then I was on a pedestrian bridge with two other people. One guy was disguised or just wearing a costume. He had a play bow and arrows, and he was attacking a group of ladies down below the bridge. They were okay. It was just foam darts. They were okay with being hit by the foam darts. And I don't know what I said, but I guess what I said didn't go along with whatever the guy was playing or acting out. And the lady said that I was a jerk. They said, what does it cost you to pretend with someone if they're not doing any harm to anyone? Then there was something about me looking through a display window of a store. There were baskets of food set out. I guess I was part of the group or whatever, whoever owned the store, and then I wasn't. Like I got kicked out or something. And when I showed up, they felt bad, or they were making fun of me. They were making fun that I was so poor, so that's why they left the food out. And that's it. So yeah. That's a lot, all in one night. I woke up crying because I remembered the parts about Curtis and Chester the most. They left the most impact on me. I felt so helpless. How was I supposed to prevent those two deaths from happening if no one was listening to me? When I checked to see if Curtis was alive or not, I checked the year he passed. It wasn't 2022 like I told him in my dreams. It was 2023, so last year. I just thought it was kind of weird that in all the time that I knew him and all the time it's been since I last saw him, I never dreamt about him until after his death. And it wasn't just once, but twice. As for Chester Bennington, I don't usually dream of celebrities, unless it's Kings of Leon. I always dream about them. But yeah, I had never dreamt of Chester. I really wanted to save him from himself in my dreams. No one believed me. That was sad when I woke up, because I had that feeling like, oh, I could have saved him. We could have saved him, but no one listened. I can't even listen to Linkin Park anymore because of how sad the lyrics are. And I don't even want to talk about the new music. I don't want to get into that. But how much suffering did he have to go through to the point of calling it quits? It's just so depressing. Especially thinking about those lyrics and what happened. I just can't. I don't want to be sad. So, I'm moving on from the subject. My coworker Jackie says that I'm too empathetic. That I sympathize too much with other people's problems, that they weigh down heavy on me. I carry too much of their burdens, she says. I can't help it. As a matter of fact, I have another dream I'd like to share, maybe next week. I'll see if I can find it. It relates to what she said. That's a different episode. This one is far too long already, so I'm sorry. I hope y'all had a nice Thanksgiving. I'm grateful for all of y'all. Yesterday, today, every day. Y'all can listen to whoever, whatever y'all want, and y'all pick Lil Ol Me to listen to. So thank you. This year's Thanksgiving was the smallest one yet. I spent it with Michael and my parents, and that was it. It's not what we all expected, but whatever. My mom's food was delicious, like always. We had plenty of leftovers for Friday and even Saturday, so we didn't have to worry about food for a couple of days. I'm just glad I got to spend it with my parents because I usually don't see them for Christmas, so seeing them for Thanksgiving was nice. Who knows what Christmas will be like this year, but yeah, that's another day's worry. I just know I'm not gonna work, so that's good. That's always good. Okay, sleepyheads. I don't know what the next episode will be about exactly, but I hope y'all come back to hear more dreams of mine. Ro, my friend, my good old friend Ro, thank you for listening. I'm glad my dream stories entertain you. I saw old messages from the other day where he was asking if I write stories, and I told him I'm not creative enough, but my brain is at night, because everything it comes up with is crazy. Closing out the segment with some song lyrics, and I have the perfect song lyrics for this episode because they kind of relate to my dreams I spoke about in this episode. So ready? Okay. The lyrics. Go for a stroll in the park. Keep my mind in the dark. Nothing matters, no how. Keep on dreaming now. These are by The Arcs. It's called Keep on Dreamin'. And like I said, the lyrics kind of relate to my dreams. Go for a stroll in the park. Well, it's funny because I did go by a park in my dreams. As for Keep my mind in the dark, it's just how my dreams just all seem to be so dark. Like I wish I had a choice in them so they wouldn't be so depressing. My mind just stays there in the darkness. And then for the lyrics, nothing matters, no how. Like in the dreams, I tried so hard to warn people of the future deaths, and it didn't matter because they just ignored me. No how, like there was no way for me to get them to listen to me. Keep on dreaming now? Well, there's no other choice but to keep on dreaming until you wake up. Okay. Yeah, we reached the end again. Like always, looking forward to tonight. I'm tired. I didn't get much sleep last night. The cats kept me up. Y'all, stay warm, like, comment, subscribe, and keep on dreaming. Go for a stroll in the park. Keep my mind in the dark. Nothing matters, no how. Keep on dreaming now.